Welcome to Classic Car Cave. So while I was out in Dubai, I got myself a GoPro 10, Hero 10. I've been using this little splash camera that I got on EasyJet, or Sleazyjet, whatever you want to call it, for like $49.99 some years ago, and it's done an okay job. I haven't used it very much. The sound is not great on it, but it is what it is. So I thought I'd get this one. So I'm just trying to work out how to use it, but I'm sure I'll get there eventually. I'm not very good with tech stuff. What I have managed to do is get the app onto my phone, which I don't want to use for editing. It's too small, the screen. I want to do it on the main screen. But we use Mac stuff. We've got Macintosh notebooks and computers, so the system's a little bit different. But I did get a few nice things with it. I got one of these silly stick things, which I normally hate, but it might come in handy for a job. I did buy a suction cup with it. This is extremely strong, so that'll be good for some video in the car, and a few other bits and pieces. I've got a spare battery because I was recommended to get that. While you're watching the video, just to let you in on, I got back on Monday last week. It's now Saturday, so it was, 5 days ago. And when I got back, I had some bad news, and I had some good news. So what I'll do is I'll go through those bits of bad news and through the good news, and I'll tell you them one at a time. So the first bad news I had when I got back is I saw Amir on Monday late Monday when I got back from the trip. And he told me that the compressor was not working. The compressor up here in the main garage. I have another one down in the smaller wooden garage, but it's quite an old thing. But this one wasn't working. So I'll let you have a look at it, and then I'll tell you about the other trials and tribulations. So as you can see, the compressor, the head is off the compressor. The bores on it are great. The pistons are great. Everything's good. Basically what the problem was the head gasket had gone. So luckily this company is called Erber that do this compressor. I think you can see it on the side. Go and get around. You can see it there, Erber Air. And they have a factory up in Vienna, so a friend of mine's going to get me the kit for it so we can put it back together and get it on the road. So what was wrong basically was this is the gasket that was on it, and you can see obviously there's a split in the gasket between the two cylinders, and obviously they were pretty. I've had the compressor for around about, I don't know, 12, 14 years, something like that, so it's done pretty well, and it's done a lot of hard work, a lot of restorations, a lot of use of the air, so it's done quite well. So hopefully we'll have that by the end of next week, and I can get it back on the road again. So Amir wanted to make a new gasket for it, but he didn't realise, obviously, he said to me, I'm not sure. I said, no, it has to have two cylinders. They're working against this little valve block up here, which is basically just a copper flapper plate inside it to do the valves, do the air compression. So he made it exactly the same way, but I said, no, it has to be like that, because he thought it looked like that's how it should be. If you see but I think what's happened is it's blown out and got chewed up in the middle, and so we'll make sure the pipe works good. So that's the first bit of bad news, but it's easily sortable. So the other bit of bad news is, apart from the compressor, which is something that's going to fail over a period of time, and it's done me extremely well, is that I called on Monday to the chap that has my Mini to get it through the turf. This is an engineering basically an engineering qualification it has to go through to be registered from the UK to here, not just from the UK, but from the fact that it's not a standard Mini off the line, it's a customised Mini. And basically the problem now is when I bought the car, I didn't have the whole V5, I just had the V5C, the little slip on the bottom. And when I contacted the UK, when I bought the car many years ago, they weren't interested in the fact that I'd exported it. But anyway, it seems that we can apply for a new one, and then we can carry on with the process. but it's another letdown. So I'm not going to have this car on the road to well into 22. I can see it coming. So that's the other bit of bad news. The good news is, while I was away, Amir has managed to take it off the jig, which is there, and onto the chassis. It's up on jack stands at the moment, but you can see it's all on. There was a lot of issues, he said, before I came back, that with the doors and so on. That seems to have been sorted now. We've still got a fair bit to do, but you can see everything fits. Steering's on. That steering wheel's obviously completely knackered, but it'll do until we get the proper one. Yeah, and everything seems to fit. So what we're going to do now is get all the overriders on, bumpers, make sure everything fits correctly, and I'll bring you up to date on that in the next video. But that's the other good bit of news. It's on the chassis and we can dry build it now. These are the seats I had. These are these Cobra seats, which are just basically for a customizer or a zooped up Mini, but they're very tight on the hips here. So what I've done is I've bought a new one, which is from Sparco. It's a Sparco seat, and I'll show you that in the next clip. So this one we'll leave in until the guys from the UK come, so we can take a passenger and a driver, and then once they've gone I'll take it out and leave it out. We don't need a second seat. And I've also got a new 6-point harness for this driver's seat as well. So I'll show you that clip right now. This is the Sparco seat that I've bought. It's the EVO XL, so it's extra large QRT racing, for racing and rallying. And if I can move this across for you without making a mess of the picture, you can see how much wider this is across here, which is what we need. And I also got a 6-point buckle harness from Sparco as well, a dark blue one to go with the suit for that. So basically, hopefully in the next few months, maybe even before Christmas if I'm lucky, I might get all this stuff through. So that was the other bit of good news, that and the racing gear that I wanted for the car. Race suit, it's a race and rally suit I bought from Sparco. It looks like so, the basic blue, which was the later Golf colours, was this dark blue and the orange in the later Golf cars. And obviously the Speedwell or baby blue and orange was on the original GT40s. So I thought I'd have a combination because it has to be a base colour anyway. But I thought it'd look nice, and then with the helmet in the baby blue and orange. I've got the Sparco boots to go with it, and the Sparco gloves, which are the same colour as these as the main suit itself. So that's what it looks like. That's what's been ordered from Golf Sport in Dubai, but the factory's in Italy, so it's being sent directly from Italy to me. So that's what it looks like. Hopefully I don't look like Michelin Man when I put it on. I need to lose quite a few kilos before it comes.